Welcome, everybody, to the season 2 of the Death by Exile podcast. I always fuck that up. It's Death by Exile 101 podcast.
We did
Season
it.
2. Yeah, we did it. We're
We're here.
back. Hey.
Episode
Who knows?
13.
Episode 1. In my book, we're starting over.
Starting over.
Technically. I
All
think
right.
we're on episode 13. Let's keep that gag going. Let's keep
Yeah,
that
dude.
bit going.
Just like
I think.
Yeah. If Cumtown can start a new, why can't we?
Hey, why are you bringing up the competition, bro?
Dude, if
Don't
they
bring
can't,
it
why not us?
I'm gonna have to beep that now. Beep. But dude, we're not even 5 minutes into the first episode of season 2. And I already gotta censor you, Art. What the hell?
Yeah.
You said too you were gonna make this difficult before we started this. No, he did. I'm joking.
Yeah. No, but yeah, dude, welcome back. Oh
Yeah.
well, now that before we went on, we were talking about band. So what is going on with you in music right now? Because you were in Shoe.
why are you trying to start fights, bro?
No, I just want to know like what's going on because I know I have a Bob theory that
Okay.
I came up with.
Okay, I want to hear your theory. And
So
then
this
I'll
is my
see.
theory.
All right.
I think you're a concept band.
I'm a ghost band.
No. You when you start a band, before you start the band, there's a concept of the band and like a dynamic of the band. And then if the band starts, because obviously like nothing works out the way you want it to.
No, yeah.
People come, people leave,
Mhm.
styles change and stuff like that. I actually get really pissed when a band wants to change their sound up
Yeah.
and they won't change their name.
Yeah, because it's a whole different
Yeah,
concept.
like there's
at
like
the
I think
point,
a lot of bands would do what I thought was the thing you do. You do a side project.
Yeah.
And if the side project you like, just keep your regular sound with that band name, but you can do another band with a different sound.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I was doing.
That's what I have. That's my
That's
theory about
it.
you is that when you start a band, you have a concept for it, and once the idea, the aesthetic,
Kinda
and
changes.
the sound changes, then it's no longer that band, and you're done with it.
Well, I wish it was that artsy, but what really happened was I got a job.
Okay,
And I
damn
was
it.
having, yeah.
Thought I had
response-
something.
yeah.
Thought I had something here.
No, you do. I mean, I'll probably use that in future endeavors, but no, I got a job. I went back to doing construction, and the company that I signed up for is a mess, a hot mess. And that added with the band dynamic of where we're going to go. And like you said, like the direction in the band was kind of shifting and changing into things that I wasn't really comfortable with.
Yeah, and that was my theory. Is that like I said, like
Yeah.
once, like I said, you have an image for the band in your head and the aesthetic of it, and once it changes, it's no longer that band.
Yeah, and I kind of, yeah, but that's not. Again, it is kind of like an underlining thing that did happen, but really, what it was more of is that me and the guys, we're living different things right now, and I would rather have them as friends than business partners. Because I have a very bad tendency to be very focused, like you said,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I have a direction that I want to go into, and if we're not going in that direction, I start kind of like getting stir crazy,
Yeah.
and I'm a handful, you know. I'm known for being a handful, and again, I wanted to avoid all that, so I just said, you know what, you guys, I'm just gonna.
Well, guys, you can come out the room now.
Yeah.
Kiki, come out the room.
Why'd you got a gun?
I was trying to debate you.
No, I'll talk to the guys. It's all friendly. It's all love, you know. But
Yeah.
that's why I left though, because I know me, and I could see where I was heading, and with the added pressures of the job and the personal stuff that was going on, I was just gonna blow up, you know. And I have blown up at the job, and because of it, the workplace has gotten better.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty happy where I am in my job, and life has been getting more stable, and I feel like I could take a deep breath, and that's why I feel like right now is the best time to start season 2 of the podcast.
There we go.
Because if we had started this earlier, I'm gonna be 100% honest, it would have just been like the last episode we never released, and it was just us rambling and me venting randomly, and then you venting, and it was just, again, it was a frame in life that we were all kind of going through some pressure, and it feels recently like collectively we've all taken a big sigh.
You know, dude,
That's how I feel. That's what I.
No,
feel.
there's stuff that I don't want to. Obviously, that's personal that like I don't want to bring up. And I'm not saying that, like I had some like fucking like some TikToker fucking like oh my god, you guys, you know, like I had this tragedy befall me right now, and that's why I have to fucking make 7 videos to talk about it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's life. Life, you go through, you know.
Shit happens.
Yeah, someone asked me what the meaning of life was. I think it's struggle.
Yeah, it is.
And that's like if you have like that's the whole point of life is a struggle, lesson. And it's to like either overcome or go under it.
Mm-hmm. So it's not how hard you can hit, but how hard you can get hit.
Yeah,
and get back up.
The time like this spring fucking sucked.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Yeah, it was dicey. I had a tarot card reading in Oakland yesterday.
There you go.
The card that the lady picked out was 100% accurate to what was happening in my life, and it was definitely that. Like we are, like me, and like my tribe or like my people around me are like getting over something, and right now it's like the time for plentiful. Like that's what's happening. Like I got a job, I have money, and I'm from Stockton, so I don't know how to act. So I just been giving people money and helping people out where I can, you know. And that's exactly what the card said. Like we got through it. We somehow, some way.
They call me duct tape.
We just had Art expose me to the weird side of YouTube.
Scared straight.
Yeah, I am. I'm intimidated by you now. What was up with the dude with the cops and the snakes?
The snake charmer. It was the best episode of Cops. Is Florida man.
He's a Florida man?
They're in Florida.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He said...
He's a snake charmer.
The lady was like, he made a voodoo doll about me because I owe him money.
Oh, money, so he put a curse on me with a voodoo doll. And that's freedom. He's like, straight up, like, without missing beats, that's freedom of religion.
That's part of my religion.
That's part of my religion. That's freedom of religion.
What I like is that he says that, and as he's saying that, the cops is following him. I would be like, I don't want to be anywhere near that motherfucker. Hell no.
I mean, that's my religion. I charm snakes, and I put curses on people with my voodoo doll.
And don't forget, he cares about those snakes more than any human being.
Yeah. He's like, what does that look like to you? He's like, looks like a skull you burn candles on top of. He's like, that's all it is. All it is.
No more, no less.
He's like, is that a voodoo doll? That's a bottle opener. And he's like...
What about that one? Oh, plants grow on that.
Plants grow on that one.
No voodoo dolls here.
Just like that, man. Fucking love that dude.
That was
Mr. Mooney.
That was an experience.
I feel bad for him because he's disabled, and she fucking fucked him up. But he hopped through that window.
I was about to say, I don't know how disabled he was, bro.
He got a herniated disc, bad back. I'm permanently disabled.
He don't deserve none of that.
Mon chéri. No, but that's he's a decent American. He's disabled permanently, and he gives government checks, and he puts voodoo curses on people. like every good citizen should. Yeah. It's like without missing a beat, he was like, "That's part of my religion. I can put curses on people if I want."
He has had to say that to somebody before. Yeah. That's why.
Freedom of religion. Speaking of voodoo curses.
What? What is that segue? I have no idea. Yeah. I have no idea where this is going.
No, but so lately I've been noticing that there's like this ad that keeps popping up on Instagram, and it's like a visit Stockton like tour guide, like come visit Stockton.
Bro, California. I have not seen that.
And it's funny because it's an ad of people paddleboarding in the Delta.
Ew.
That's exactly. I was like, you sick fucks.
Oh no, you're gonna end up with extra toes.
Like, dude. I thought I put on Instagram like, you couldn't pay me to fucking swim in that fucking cesspool. Yeah, I remember a long time ago there was this dude. He was skating and one time he like jumped, like we're downtown. He like jumped in the water.
No.
And I remember he came out and it was like the area where the plaza's at by the movie theater.
So that's all that green shit.
Yeah, he jumped in there, dude, and like this is years ago. He was young, but remember when he came out, dude, like he had like an oily film, it looked like fish oil on him or something.
Like glistening and shit.
It was like nasty.
Ooh.
But I remember like, dude, like.
I bet his skin hurt after
gross.
that.
Dude, like I'm just like I was like there's no way like why visit. How about don't visit Stockton?
Yes, no, you know what it is? Don't visit Stockton. Send help. Yeah. How about that? Send help. Yeah, Grandma's
exactly.
crying.
FEMA. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Andrew Tate was right. And like the sex trafficking. I mean,
stop,
come on, like
that is a hard cut.
Dude, I love his videos. They're so fucking funny.
He is a
dude. He's just funny.
He's not. He is. I don't know how to explain it.
And it's weird because
detrimental.
He's easily mockable.
No, but that's the thing I was gonna say is like he's very detrimental to the subconscious of young men. But when you're an adult and you listen to Andrew Tate talk, he's a clown, bro.
Yeah, it's
like
funny.
You cannot. It's like Sam Hyde. Like it's so over the top. It's just like there's no way that this isn't a bit. You know what I mean? Like he's only doing that like Carlson. What's that the dude with the bow tie?
Oh, Tucker Carlson. Yeah.
He doesn't believe how the shit he says. He just says it because their talking points still sell his show.
I mean,
you know?
dude, he runs a fucking Ponzi scheme university about hustling.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's like, the same shit.
Obviously,
that we've seen with grifters time and time again. The only problem is that grift. It's funny, but the grift that he's playing.
He lives his life. He lives that way.
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing that he's playing at is the same sentiments and the same things that got
It's the
what's
same.
His name? The ultimate gentleman to go shoot up those women. What's his name? The fucking weirdo kid, the incel.
The Santa Monica kid.
What was his name? I can't even remember that douchebag's fucking name. I can see his stupid smug face though.
The thing though about that guy is that all he needed was to not be friends with the girls he was trying to fuck. All he needed was someone to say, "Hey, you know these girls you're trying to fuck."
Yeah.
Don't be friends with them.
No, yeah.
Just go hang out with some other people.
But what I'm trying to say is that like Andrew Tate isn't saying like directly he's influenced or he's thinking the same things as that dude.
I love when he calls like girls bimbos. It's like such like it's a dumb word, but it's funny. He's fucking bimbos.
Yeah,
and he talks, and it's funny because he's like born in the U.S. or was raised in the U.K. He has this weird fucking cadence and accent. So he like says, he even says like considered to us like words funny.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, he's a mockable,
he's a
funny
clown.
guy.
He's a funny clown.
But he lives his life and he's honest about how he lives it. And besides,
But that's the thing.
I heard that the sex trafficking thing was a SWAT.
Oh, I don't know, bro.
That basically he was swatted. That according to him, he said he was swatted. I don't know. There could have been. It seems a little sketchy. Anything that happens in Romania does not seem on the up and up. By the way, if someone's like, "Hey, my daughter's gonna go to Europe for the summer," I'm like, "Oh, where are they going? Romania?" I'm like, "Ooh."
You should maybe look into that, boss. No, but what I'm trying to get at is that
sketchy shit.
That me and you grew up in a time where we've seen some intense shit, you know, and
Columbine.
So, yeah, a lot of
stuff. What's the Columbine version of Andrew Tate? That this kid's gonna come in and
the kid.
No, this kid's gonna come in and basically not become that guy.
No, but see, that's the best case scenario.
No, I'm saying no, but explain how a guy that basically says you should not put women on a pedestal and you should treat them like they're beneath you is the opposite of that guy fucking being a fucking not a cuck, a fucking
spineless,
fucking
simp.
Simp. There you go. It's not up to basically that's like why I like that movie, 500 Days About Summer. When you like somebody, you put this fantasy about them in your mind before you even get to know them.
Yep, you project onto them.
You project on them, and like it's really fucked up when and it's the reality of the situation when let's say you like a girl, you don't know anything about her, but you put this fantasy about her and what you think you know about her in your mind, and a lot of times that's not what the reality is.
No, because they're a human fucking being.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody. And
humans suck.
That's the whole point of like dating. You get to know somebody, get to know them.
But this is the thing. All right, see, you and me, we have level heads. We've dealt with women. We've dealt with humans that don't correspond to what we believe they should be like, right?
Yeah.
But there are a lot of dudes who are like 11 to maybe 13 who are in a new type of world online that is just 100% catered to what they think.
Everyone needs to watch The Wonder Years, dude.
Yeah.
That's how.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we got the opportunity. I would have never been able to seen The Wonder Years. You know, I was just lucky enough that I was born in a place where I had cable TV and I was able to be exposed to that. If I had never seen that, I'd have probably been super Mexican. You know what I mean? I would have probably been way different because I was exposed to ideas.
Dude, that's the thing, dude. Like, you don't see that guy may have been Hispanic, but like,
I'm not saying that.
You don't really see Mexican dudes simping out.
No, because Mexican men have, again, a different background and a different culture. Like, Mexican men are Catholic raised, and
they do
machismo.
They do like they do simp, but they deny it. They like, man, fool, whatever, fool. Like, I was saying shit to her online, but whatever, fool. Like, whatever. They still try.
No, but in Spanish it's called a mandilon. Yeah. Mandilon is like a husband that does whatever the wife says. Like, oh, I gotta check in with my wife, you know. But they play it off again, like traditional Mexican men have a Catholic background. Yeah, they have a Catholic background, and on top of it, they have a very heavy machismo. Like, if it hurts, it doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm feeling something, I'm not feeling it.
You know what's funny too is like I remember like when I grew up on the East Side, like it's always been a thing, and I've talked to other dudes about it. Where like I don't like. There's like a lot of Mexicans like I don't date Mexican girls. I don't.
Yeah.
You're like why? And they're like because they're slutty. They throw it out there.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And no, I'm serious.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
That's like the thing. But it's funny because it's Hispanic culture is very sexualized and stuff like that. But it's also very traditional.
Yeah,
where
it's very
like,
underground.
It's like when you're young,
very undercover.
you slang that shit around. But when you find your dude and you have your 2 kids and then you decide to get married, then you become the most conservative like. Yeah. You know, like,
and that's another thing.
So yeah, they have like we have that where you have your time and place is for everything.
Yep.
So but that's your time to throw it out there and get slang it around, and then when you
get thotty about it.
That's
Yeah, but that's the thing is like a lot of people don't realize like yes like Hispanic people are very conservative, right? But that's the thing is like those
Latinos for Trump, dude.
Yeah, those same sentiments that create the conservative outlook in.
I don't vote, by the way.
Hispanics. I do.
I don't.
But it's the same shit that's happening to these young guys. Like they have these preconceived notions that like, all right, I got to be a man, I got to be like this, and what's hindering that? Oh well, we think or they perceive that the female empowerment movement that's been going on is causing them to not get laid. You know, and then
I'm saying that's the opposite. The Tate is like. You're too good for these girls.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying.
You're too good for them.
That's what I'm saying. Like
they, like
it's gone. What's it like? It's gone so extreme now that instead of trying to simp, because there was a moment where it was like, oh, like you got to simp. Like the simp thing is like it was like a thing. Now it's gone so far though that it's like no, like it's the reactionary pendulum swing. You know?
Yeah.
You go faster, so the young kids are gonna go slower.
I think what the intention is for that dude. Obviously, because it's a like not an act. Well, I guess
it's a bit.
It's a bit. He's trying to like obviously, but I think his overall philosophy is that he like you're saying about the pendulum. Let's swing it back the other. He wants it to be. He wants it to be Sadie Hawkins, where the girl
goes up to you
and should want you.
Yeah,
but then again, that's also scary because nobody wants the simp girl that fucking
the yandere in Japanese are super obsessive.
You don't want you don't want because then it becomes like no, I don't want. You don't want it both ways. It can go bad both ways.
Yep, but see, this is what I'm saying. Or like, there's no middle ground right now. It's just all these young cats are trying to figure out how to maneuver this new online landscape.
I think it's funny, dude.
It is. It's hilarious, but at the same time,
same thing with like.
There could be a moment where there's a dude out there who's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger in his head about like women this, women that, and he starts to other them. You know, and that's where the Andrew Tate conversation becomes detrimental to future women because he's allowing young men to perceive women as the other. And me and you understand what that is. Yeah. For me, it's like gang violence, you know? The blue, the red, the norte, the sereno thing, the other, you know? And then that as I was a kid growing up, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger to where I got to a point in my life where all I kept thinking was like, I want to shoot somebody. Yeah. I'm going to go out and I have nothing to do, so I'm going to go and shoot someone because in my head, they're worthless. They're the other.
Yeah, I guess. You know? See, that's the part I really look at is like where I guess that could lead to like domestic violence.
Yeah, because but it's not Andrew Tate. What I'm saying is that Andrew Tate's just kind of like a little bit of that, you know?
I think to me
it kind of normalizes that sentiment.
To me, what I think he saw a lot of, this is just me, I think what he saw a lot of was obviously right now the whole is like the TikToker who like is the self improvement coach of like you're worth
like
it,
the Jordan Peterson
and you're worth like no I'm saying like in the world of like you're worth it and you're boss queen and like and like you should never take like well you're better than and I think a lot of people don't realize that they're not worth what they're a lot of people are garbage
we're shit people
and and maybe you're not the boss queen maybe you'll have your moments but that's not your lot in life and not because you have you're that's just you just don't deserve it because you're lazy and you're fucking like you expect things just to happen to you
you have faults that you don't try to better.
You don't put the cart back after entitled. You get groceries. You're one of those people.
You feel entitled.
You leave the cart there.
To have someone pick up after you.
I
work with dudes like that at my job. I gotta follow him. I tell my foreman, I'm like, bro, I didn't know when I signed up that I was gonna get 2 extra sons. I didn't know I was gonna get kids. These are grown ass men. And I gotta pick up after them, and I gotta keep reminding them, like, hey, do this, do that. You know, when I...
That's how I judge people in the world, by the way.
What?
If you put the cart back or not.
Yeah, I always put the cart back.
You don't put the cart back, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. I sometimes even take other people's carts.
Yeah, I'm not saying you got to put it all the way in the front of the store, but you got to at least put it in a little carousel.
Do your part.
Yeah, we all got to do our part.
Right.
Captain Planet, dude.
Yeah. See, again, we were raised... We
were raised correctly.
No, we weren't. I just said I wanted to shoot somebody.
Fucking Mother Gaia, dog.
Yeah, Mother Gaia. Respect her because she is actively trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
But what's it called? But that's what I just wanted to say was that the idea of Andrew Tate as a bit is hilarious to me, but I can see where his rhetoric, because it is rhetoric, will create some type of perfect storm for someone's head.
Yeah.
To where they end up being the next. What's that dude's name? Fucking.
You know what I really miss? And I hate, dude. Andrew Tate was, he was okay. He was funny. But dude,
he had his moments.
Dude, Kevin Samuels, holy shit!
Who the fuck is that?
Dude, he recently passed away. It sucks. Kevin Samuels was this fucking basically he was like an image consultant for like firms and stuff like that, and then he decided to get into like the TikTok fucking YouTube community of like basically male and female like masculinity and like knowing your worth. And basically what he did, he started a company where he would do high profile dating. So he would help people who are very wealthy or attractive basically date each other and not have to deal with like the general public.
Okay.
So basically he took that, helped start marriages and stuff like that, and then he would basically go on these shows, Fresh and Fit, all these other things online. He would have an online show where people would call in and he'd be like, look, tell me your situation, maybe I can help you. But a lot of it was trash talk, and it was fucking hilarious. But what I liked about him, a lot of fucking chicks got pissed off at him because he was like, oh, these girls would call in, and he'd be like, rate yourself right now. And he's like, you're a fucking, he's like, so I'm a 10. He's like, so you look like fucking Beyonce.
Oh, shit.
And she was like, no. And he's like, then you're not a fucking 10 then. He's like, well, how much do you weigh? And they'd be like, that's not, he's like, that's not appropriate. He's like, well, if you're too embarrassed to say how much you weigh, then obviously you ain't a fucking 10. Or you have some, he's like, if you're 200 pounds, and you're proud, you'll admit it.
Yeah.
And he's like, but the fact that you're like, oh, I don't want,
you're skirting the answer.
Yeah, he's like, dude, you're not be realistic. Tell me you're a fucking 3, and I can work with you.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
But you know what that reminds me of? That sentiment is you used okay, I don't know, but you were into like the roasting battles.
Oh, like, dude, so Eddie and they were really into the rap battle.
Yeah.
Dude, also all they would talk about
right?
rap battle.
Because I remember they were trying to put me on that. I don't like that. To me, makes me cringe. I'm like, oh, I don't like talking bad.
You know what it was? Is I watched a couple, and a lot of it was just, it's like speech and debate tactics.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't talent, it was who could be the loudest and who could be the most obnoxious, and that will get you, basically who could be the most boisterous will get you points, and who can bring the most friends to back you up.
Yeah, but that energy reminds me of what you're talking about right now, about the dude talking to the female like that. It's like a roasting.
But it's, dude, because he just be completely honest, and but it wasn't, that's the thing is, he did have a lot of female, but it was guys too. Guys would call him up, and he's like, where do you work at? In between, so you broke.
Yeah, see, but then that's
why would a chick want fucking someone who can't? Yeah. She got to take care of you too. Like, right. He's like, why does a woman want to be your girlfriend and your mama? Like, you know, like that. Like, and he's being fucking real.
Yeah, that's
like,
you know,
he's like, why? He's like, oh, but I'm good. Who gets fucking good looking?
Yeah.
He's like,
can you pay my bills for me?
Yeah, like, he's like, and the thing, what really got people pissed off at him was he would basically, he's like, I'm gonna be real with you. He's like, if you are a single mother, in the dating, he's like, he's like, that's what I'm an expert at. He's like, I'm an expert at dating. Mm-hmm. And he's like, a lot of women, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a single mom, he's like, whatever you think you are, he's like, if you think you're a 5, you're a 4. He's like, I'm sorry to say, he's like, that's the way the world, he's like, the world, if you got kids, whether you're male or female, that's a variable.
Yeah, it's added baggage.
And exactly. And he's like, what's wrong is, he's like, you guys were fed this lie that you can have it both ways, where you can party, have a baby daddy, and then have the picket white marriage after that fucking that phase of your life.
Yeah.
And he's like, it can happen, but it doesn't happen for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. He's like, just right circumstances have to happen, and he's like, a lot of women will not turn to guys who make, like, oh, this guy, he's a plumber. Oh, yeah. Fuck that, I don't want to date no plumber. Well, the plumber makes up to fucking can make depending where he's working at can make up to 6 figures. So
Yeah.
why would you hate on a guy that can support, take care of you, love you just because of the title of his job?
And that's where Mexican women get it right, because they be thotting around, and all of a sudden when they know they got to buckle down, they'll marry a plumber. They don't give a fuck. They'll be yeah,
Provider.
yeah.
But like I said, that's
And
what
it's Hispanic. Anyway, sorry.
Salvadorians, whatever. They can do that too. Guatemalans.
But as I say, all of us, all Hispanics do all that shit.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like it's like a learned thing, you know. Because in the United States, it's definitely individualism. That's our learned.
What he says
thing.
about dating, I hold true because it is. I'm not some kind of player or anything like that. But like it's
but
facts.
You've had relationships.
It's facts where we talk about like, especially like nowadays, how we about equity and about non-discriminating.
Mm-hmm.
Dating and relationships is the most prejudiced thing in the fucking world.
Oh yeah,
and it
definitely.
should always be that way.
Yeah,
you should never fucking
settle
for someone that doesn't make you happy.
Yeah, because you're gonna live with that person
because this person,
the rest of your life.
This person checks this box, and is like, you know, like there was like I said, a lot of people get pissed off, but like, dude, that's the thing with the fucking trans dating where they're like, you're discriminating against me because I'm a trans woman, and you should just treat me as a woman. And it's like, dude, no.
I'm sorry, but there's
dating
baggage.
is the most. Like I said, it is dude. You can date someone because you cannot date someone because of their race.
Mm-hmm.
That might be fucked up, but hey, that's a choice that's gonna affect your entire life.
Yeah, and also it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me, oh.
You might be missing out,
yeah,
but
like,
that's your choice.
Like for me, I personally, I don't like dating Hispanic women, but it's not because I'm like, oh, the Hispanics, and they're like, no. For me, the mental thing is that when I'm with a female that's Mexican,
you think
for
about your
some,
cousins?
Yeah, for some odd ass fucking reason,
I've talked to so many people. You're like, you do the cousin check. You're like, okay, who's your family?
Yeah.
And who's like, who's your second cousins? Who's your third?
Yeah.
Like, you do it, dude.
I feel,
you for sure do.
I always feel that moment where I'm like, I could see this person being my cousin, or I could see this person being a family member.
Yep.
And it just it shatters.
Dude, it is a thing. It's probably
head.
probably like that in other communities too.
Mm-hmm.
But you do the family tree line.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's your name? Who?
Yeah, because
who's your uncles? Who's your aunt?
Yeah, my mom's side is huge.
Exactly.
So. I guess like stepping on landmines, Just
I ain't trying to be no Habsburg, dog.
Yeah,
I'm
trying to get some diversity in my family tree.
Like I said, like I ain't trying to be no Habsburg, dog.
Oh man, and yeah, Hispanics are real close to that shit.
You know what? That's funny you said that because like that was like a thing of mine where like I really didn't have a lot of like Hispanic girlfriends.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's like a mental thing. I don't.
But
I thought
it literally was like when people would ask like, "What's your?" Like that's another thing of like. Discrimination. What's your type?
Yeah.
Okay. How can I? Why would I have a type if I'm supposed to be like all inclusive?
Yeah.
But really, I wouldn't. It was just like it would. Like it's Stockton. There's a diverse of people here.
Yeah, it's very diverse.
So it wouldn't be like what their ethnicity is. It would be like what they're into.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, their look was like something that was aesthetically pleasing to my eye.
Yep.
And then like I said, it's dating. Someone you think can look cool, and you make like they said that thing about them, and you get to know them, and they're like, I'm like, oh, you're fucking lame.
Yep.
Or like you're mean, like like fuck this shit.
Yeah, I hate when I meet somebody that I think is cool, and then I realize they're just an asshole, or like they're just a mean person. I'm just like, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
They won't put away the cart, or put the toilet seat down.
They don't put away the cart. I would give leeway to somebody that pissed on the seat versus someone that fucking.
They don't give the right change to blind people.
Yeah, you don't get a change to the right blood.
That's what we call it, an arc.
Yeah.
But yeah. That it's a very, again, like I said about the young guys, it's a very new landscape, and it's super dicey to maneuver it. But I mean, like, I guess we're doing it. Plus, I mean, the world's already ending, so who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying that like the idea that everyone gets a spot at the table is like. Yeah, but it depends on what the fucking table is,
or what the meal is gonna be. It's time for our first ad break for season 2.
Hell
everybody.
yeah, brother!
What?
So hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, so our first sponsored is Liquid Death Severed Lime. This shit tastes amazing.
The contrary with the haters.
Yeah, don't listen to the haters.
Haters say the lime is the best.
Out.
Liquid Death lime is the best flavor.
And it quenches your thirst and it makes you want more. So when you're in the store, tell them you heard Death by Exile 101 podcast, promo code
Taste the beast.
That shit beastie.
That shit beastie.
That shit taste the beast. Or that shit beastie to get
Yeah.
half of one free. And the other sponsor.
I learned what the bussy is too. The butthole pussy is.
What the fuck? The next sponsor is Bussy.
Yeah, bussy.
Yeah, it's the other white meat.
I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And they're like, it's butthole pussy.
It's
I'm
butthole.
like, butthole pussy.
It's butthole that feels so good. It's like pussy.
Nothing takes the spot of the front hole, dog. I'm sorry. The front hole is the front hole.
His own. But like one of my coworkers said one time, mijo, en la oscuridad todo se siente lo mismo. But like my dad said, yeah, pero no huele lo mismo, way.
Concha tu madre. That's what I had to say. Fuck your mother.
So anyways, yeah. Those are your two sponsors, Liquid Death Lime and Bussy. All right, back to the Batman movie. What are your thoughts on it?
Dude, it was, like I said, it's good entertaining, but it's not the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy.
Fuck no. It was fluff.
I like the way they set it up where they put the little end credit with the Riddler talking to the Joker.
You like that?
I like that. But because, dude, well, they cut out the scene where they actually were going to interview the Joker in prison in Arkham. So that, I wouldn't have wanted that. Where they go and, like, admit that it's,
like they just
shove the Joker. And that's what I said about it, too. It reminded me of, like, it's not The Long Halloween, which is the story I really want.
Yeah.
But it's kind of close to it. But it's, I guess, the based off, like, Year Zero Batman. But, yeah, like, it's good. What's his name did a decent job as portraying a younger version of Bruce Wayne as Robert Pattinson.
I liked him, but there was...
I really like the portrayal of Gotham.
Yeah.
And that's, like, the whole point is, like, Batman... What makes Batman good is his setting and his villains. And even, like, dude... Colin Farrell, holy shit.
Dude, he stole the show.
I was like, Jesus Christ,
when
dude.
When he came out,
I thought fucking, I thought Robert Downey Jr. played a black dude in Tropic Thunder. I thought that was fucking, like, good makeuping and, like character play. Dude, I did not recognize him at all.
For me, the best part of the entire movie, like, the pinnacle for me, and, like, the goodness of it was when he fucking comes out of the club and he's screaming at the boss, like, you're the fucking rat. The way he emoted and acted and just with everything that had happened up to that point, that was like, that right there that's the movie.
Or just the way he played his character too, where he's like,
that's what I'm saying. Like the way he built up to that moment.
Where he's like, because he was just like, I'm a menace, but I'm also a businessman.
Yeah.
And my business comes first.
Yeah, like when he's shooting up with the spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but when they're having the shootout for the bags.
Everyone's seen it.
Yeah, but
Zoe Kravitz too did a great. Zoe Kravitz did a good fucking Catwoman.
Yep.
You know, like
especially when she was like doing the whole eye thing, and I felt her in danger. I was like, I believe that she's in danger.
So the reason why they wanted to do the interrogation scene is because those guys that beat up. They're on the subway. They're supposed to be Joker's followers so basically the Joker's already happened in Gotham, his rampage, and those guys are like
the leftovers
that think he's like a badass while he's rotting in jail.
Yeah.
And so then the scene they cut was basically him interviewing the new guy that's playing the Joker, and he's supposed to basically ask him what he thought about this new guy, the Riddler. And it's basically they cut that scene because it gives away too much of like what they have planned for like the next movie.
I personally think they should have just never put the Joker in it. It should have been the other way around. He should have gotten the Riddler, and then the Joker shows up, and he goes and talks to the Riddler like, "Hey, what's up with this crazy dude?" And then the Riddler should tell him like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I think, and it's that this motherfucker that you're dealing with is batshit insane." And you shouldn't be fucking with it. You know what I mean? I
still think Jim Carrey could have played the Riddler.
Yeah.
Because the guy that played him, he did okay. But that's the whole point of Richard Enigma is he's not a physical threat. He's a mental threat. So they picked someone who's kind of like, he's the same guy that's in Prisoners. So he did like the same character basically from Prisoners, where he played an off, tormented person whose intellect basically like
drove him mad.
Like not drove him mad, but was his escape.
Yeah.
And he treated it as his superpower. He's like,
and it was.
Yeah. But there were certain things like too, like that are super like stretchy, like the dude leaving the rug.
I was about to say like the rug,
to find the rest of the clues, but it's also good because dude, that movie, I did not predict how that movie was gonna go.
Yeah.
And it went to a place that was good.
Yeah.
Because I like the fact they kind of foreshadowed the followers with the Joker, but then they showed that that's what he was doing with social media. Is he was gathering his following cult.
Yeah, because he had the live stream.
And at the end, he's like, it wasn't gonna be me that was gonna pull off the fucking final act. It was gonna be the people that followed me. And from there, like, it's not about me anymore. It's about what I've started and what can't be stopped.
Yeah.
And most villains, it's the opposite. It's about me.
That's the Penguin.
It's about me pulling it off.
Yeah, because I love when the Penguin was screaming at the guy, because I could feel it in the acting that he was setting himself up to be the new villain. Like the way he was standing and the way he was talking, I was like, okay, this is the moment where he is becoming the Penguin. He's no longer the shot caller. He's no longer the second in command. This is him bucking up and being like, oh, this fucker fucked me over.
I would really like the next movie to be, so you can't do, that's the thing, you can't do the Long Halloween because it's basically the Harvey Dent story.
Yeah.
And it's already been done.
Yep.
So
and it was done so well.
The only way I can do it is you role reverse, where it's not Harvey Dent, it's Calendar Man.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like,
instead of
flip it.
Instead of like Batman visiting the Calendar Man to find the holiday, he goes and visits Harvey Dent, or you can visit the Joker and be like, okay, why is this dude only attacking mob people, and why is he so obsessed with holidays? Because spoiler alert, the holiday killer is 2 people.
Okay.
So it's like then that's how you can introduce such an obscure character as Calendar.
Yeah.
Because basically he's like, these holidays have a significance to me.
Yeah, and it's very specific.
But then to make it even like a bigger thing is you can make him a female.
Ooh.
Because it would work too, because it all starts with an unwanted pregnancy.
Oh. Okay.
And what this person gave up.
Oh shit.
And this is what sets them off to help start one of the killers that start the holiday killings.
Fuck.
And I'm saying that would be a good twist, where this whole time you're looking for a guy, and maybe like it's like a Bane situation where she has a front guy that's doing some muscle work for her, and then she's like Talia is behind
the big bad.
Yeah. But
the Jar Jar Binks of the song.
What I like about it's an actual mystery.
Yeah. That's
story
what we're saying.
About
That's what
Batman.
we're saying up to the lead up to the movie. That I personally wanted like a real detective story, and that's one of the critiques I have about this movie is that how the fuck is Batman that dumb?
Yeah,
he was literally like
he's
behind.
like the whole point of the movie is like he's debating if he should give up or not, and he's kind of at the end almost relieved that he thinks the Riddler has his identity.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, this all can come to an end finally.
I didn't even catch that. What I thought it was that he was so hell bent on like vengeance and rage that he was just like, I don't even give a fuck.
That was part of it too, but he noticed it just wasn't working, and so he thought more was gonna help him, and that's also why he was recording his nights, because he also said he's like, my days are basically bleeding in. I have trouble remembering why I'm even doing this.
And that's what I thought it was. It was like he was getting burnt out on the rage. And then he was just like, I just want to catch this dude so I can beat him up instead of do the detective work, And that's why when the whole scenario, again, spoiler warnings, the whole scenario happens with the water, with the walls and shit. That's why it hit him so hard, because he was like, I was so focused on all this other shit. I missed the big fucking thing. But so I liked that as a concept. I just didn't like how the dude directed it. Because when it started popping off, I was like, okay, so he's thinking it. And then it turns out, no, it actually happened. And then we're at the stadium, and I'm just like, oh, I thought this was like Batman thinking, like, oh, it's gonna blow up, so I gotta go save everybody. But it was literally happening. Yeah. So the way it was directed, it felt like it should have been a vision, but it wasn't a vision. Like you're literally just.
Well, that's where the new movie can set up too. Is like they have to deal with the aftermath
of the flooding and all that.
And the flooding, but honestly, what that's gonna go into is probably like a video game.
Yeah.
Like
I just bought all the old Batman games.
That's like the Arkham. Like that's probably what's gonna go. Is like what the video game is like now that the city is flooded and crime has risen up because of chaos and power element. Like it's that or I don't know. Like I'll say this, like that movie surprised me. So that's why I really liked it.
Yeah, I liked it because again, like you said, like it is surprising, but it was okay. And I think that for me is my personal opinion. That's what I liked. They didn't try to do too much. They didn't do weird shit. It was just good, you know. And I feel like that's what Batman needed was just because the Joker movie that was definitely like that could have been a very bad moment for this movie because the director could have been like, I gotta top that. I gotta make it like because that Joker movie. I know it's a rip off of Taxi.
It's a standalone movie.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to say is that like DC has that problem where like they see success at one spot, and they're like, oh no, we gotta. Somehow shit.
The way I saw it though is like I saw it in the way of comic books because it's he's part of the Batman universe, but there are there's side stories. Comics like Batman. There's there's the Batman line, but then there's a sideline of the Robin comics or like I said the Joker comics or
What If comics. And shit like
that. Like so they can have their own side things and still be part of the universe, but have their own storyline that doesn't affect the main.
Yeah.
Thing. So that's what I look at as the Joker's.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's how they did it. But before the movie came out, I was just like, oh, I really hope they're not like, oh, we're gonna make Batman like he's a head case and he, they lightweight did it, but not. That's what I'm saying. Like it was done to a minimum, So it was okay, and that's I feel like what we needed for this movie.
I still like the one thing I still say about that is a great acting, great movie, but I do like the Killing Joke Joker's origin better, where he says. He admits it. He's like, sometimes I remember my origin this way, and sometimes I remember it this way. He's like, I can't really tell you for sure what's
me
the certain story of how I became the Joker.
Yeah.
But he's like, if I'm gonna have a history, he's like, I would like it to be multiple ways.
Yeah.
He's like, I would like to choose my story
how I want it because I'm a crazy person. That's the whole point of this. I'm showing you that that the only way to live is to live like your
me.
Truth.
Yeah, to live fucking like crazy and show that the world is chaos is the way.
Yep, chaos is a ladder. That's why I again, I'm a millennial. I'm in my 30s, so it's like very cringe for me to say. But that's why I identify with the Joker because it is like that. Like the world is just fucking chaotic.
Yeah.
And have you watched that Sex Pistols?
Yeah.
Show
fucking love that show. God damn it. Next one. Damn it, dude.
But there was a moment in that show.
The guy that played Johnny Rotten was good.
Yep. There was a moment when one of the females is saying like, we dress like this and we act like this because the world's all fucked up and we're the only ones admitting it.
Yeah,
that's what I feel. That's the same sentiment. Again, it's cringe because it's the Joker, but growing up, that's what I felt and I believed for the longest time. Like life is fucking crazy, so I'm gonna be crazy.
Yeah, the Sex Pistols TV show was good.
Yeah,
so good.
I recommended it after I watched it. I was like, I gotta recommend this to almost everyone that does music. Like they gotta see this.
Yeah.
Dude,
the girl that plays Susie Sue in that show, on point. dude, like that's the I tell dude, the girl that plays Susie Sue is like on point. When they show her like band playing, when Sid Vicious like beats up fucking what's his name, I was like, dude, the girl that played Susie Sue did a great job. I'm a big fucking Susie and the Banshees fan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Watching that show, there was that other scene where the chick is on the train with her breast exposed, right? And then my dad saw it. My dad was like, look at her. And I was like, look at her. Look at the dudes in the fucking door. I was like, she's not the problem. Those fucking freaks in the door are. And my dad was just like, huh, I didn't think about it like that. And I was like, yeah, that's the problem. You fucking dudes over here ain't fucking realizing that you're the fucking problem.
Yeah, I like how they didn't try to harp too hard on like the Sid and Nancy. It was just an episode.
Yeah, because that I was gonna say that has a movie and that's a whole shit show, dude. I don't even honestly like talking about it because it romanticizes domestic violence.
Yeah, and
not
only that, too, in heroin use.
Yeah,
one of the cool scenes in that movie is when they're in Sid and Nancy's when they're kissing in the alley and they're in New York and it's in slow mo and people are throwing their trash out the window and it's just trash falling like cascading around them.
Yeah,
and then the next scene is him and her like going into basically he's being put into jail because he murdered her.
Yeah.
And then the scene where he like takes a fucking hot load and ODs, and they get in a cab together and fly off. And it's like cinematically that's fucking cool, but like like basically Sid was a fucking junkie.
He was a wastoid,
who fucking cut himself on stage and then fucking killed his annoying ass fucking groupie girlfriend.
Yeah. And there's nothing romantic about it, people. That shit fucking sucked and it ruined people's lives.
Yeah.
And now we're here sitting at the ashes of it trying to think, like, what would it have been like, That, I don't know, tragedy and music and all that shit, like, it goes hand in hand. But me personally, as a musician, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing prominent people kill themselves young all for the sake of the it.
Yeah.
Like you with your skateboarding is like me with music. Like, I take that shit super personal. But that's why when I saw the show, I was like, oh, I gotta watch it. And when I was done watching, I was like, that was so
I was just glad they did
sick.
they did good portrayals of everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
They did. They took care and did good portrayals.
I fucking loved how they portrayed Sid in that. Even talking about, I know I just thought it was like hypocritical, but when he's fucking in the, it's so nasty.
I don't know if like the
it's
fucking.
It's so nasty because again, like I'm saying, like I don't want to romanticize it, but to me personally, the moment. Because I relate to him, and when the guy, he's in the bar, and he's like, hey, for the BBC, he's like, why do you ignore me? Why do you ignore our band? Like, we're the only ones telling you the fucking truth. And he fucking stabbed, No spoilers, That, I was like, that's how people feel. That's how I feel,
Yeah. Well, no, like,
and it's tragic, though.
Yeah.
It's him.
And that's the thing, like, we romanticize too many tragic figures. Like, like...
We should be horrified. Not impressed.
Like fucking... Ian Curtis, lead singer of Joy Division, that hung himself.
It's fucking tragic, dude. Like that's a big case of like, what if?
Yeah.
We saw New Order. We saw what happened. But could you imagine if he had stuck around?
I mean, like they do have like obviously there's some New Order does Ceremony, which he recorded with him and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Peter Hook too just had like they were collaborating together. Yeah. They could have done some new stuff. But then again, maybe
we never know.
He could have pulled Ian Curtis could have pulled the fucking Johnny Rotten route and like did his solo thing and
fucking freaked out. Gotten all arrogant.
Yeah.
But again, that's where I feel.
That's probably
sad.
One of the saddest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Is there's an interview with John Layton, Johnny Rotten, and he's talking about he's like, I'm the one that introduced Sid to Nancy.
Yeah.
And he's like, he would have never, if it wasn't for me, he would have never met her. And she's the one that got him like on the stuff. And he was like
heavier into it.
He was just like, I miss my friends. That was like the last thing he said. He's like, I miss my friends.
Yep. They'll do it to you.
Yeah, and he's all fat now.
Oh man.
As we all get.
Fucking Bummerville.
Yeah.
But anyways,
what a great way to end this. What a great way to end it. Yeah. What a great way to end it.
Shit got real for a second there, people. See, that's why I didn't want to release that other episode, because I was just like, there was moments like that, and I'm just like, we were so hot, we didn't realize it because we were just talking, but when I was listening back to it, I was just like, ugh.
Kiki, don't kill yourself.
Yeah. It's not cool, man.
Yeah, Kiki.
You gotta
not
keep
cool.
bass playing, bro.
I know, bro.
Yeah.
Don't romanticize that.
Yeah. He would too. He would totally get the wrong message out of it and be so sincere about it. He's adorable.
He's actually just like be like one of the Riddler's fucking followers.
Yeah, it would just be like the best one because he doesn't realize it. He'd be a Nurgle follower.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Kiki's definitely
Papa Nurgle.
Definitely a Nurgle-lite. But what? Yeah. Speaking of Europe, what?
It was dope.
What was up with your trip? You just decided? Or?
No, what happened was because of COVID when we got canceled on that China trip. I just was like, and I was really honestly like this whole time. I told Sarah like, look, I got money saved up. I know I even asked her like I asked her like after Christmas like, do you want to go to Europe with me? Mm-hmm. And she was like, yes. She's like, I'll start saving right now. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna book the flights and we'll go like end of summer. So that gives you like 6 months to figure it out, and then it gives me 6 months but the whole time too, I'm like, I used to never do it. Now I buy flight insurance.
What? Why?
Because the flight insurance, if something happens, you get your money back, canceled.
Yeah, that's a lot of money there too.
Dude, for real. And like,
I was looking up the tickets for Spain. It was like $1,200 round trip.
Dude, no. Yeah. I paid $600 round trip.
No, I know, but I was just looking. I'm not shopping around. I was just looking.
Yeah, you gotta shop around.
No, dude. I know, but I was just saying, like, yeah, if I'd had that money waiting for me.
Dude, that was like me and Sarah's ticket combined. Was like $1,200 round trip. Like it was like $600 each for us. Yeah, that's the one thing I tell people. Is like, dude, when you're planning a trip, don't plan a month. Plan like half a year ahead. Buy the ticket early because the cheaper the earlier you buy it. And then just stick to that date, no matter the fuck what. And like what I did is I told her, I was like, the 2 weeks before we go on that trip, I'm not hanging out with nobody. I'm not trying to get sick by accident. I'm not trying to anything befell me.
Yeah.
So I was like, but yeah, like now I dude, on all the flights, on the hotels, I used to never pay the extra fucking $20 to $50. Now I do.
Better safe than sorry.
Dude, yeah, like that China trip was fucking getting that money back was surprisingly easy, but like. My buddy held out and lost like I think like $400, $600 on like the train ticket or something like that. Damn. They could never because he was just trying so hard. I was like, dude, something tells me that this shit is serious. Like the fact that the airline usually takes a month to kick you back your money. They kicked it back like in that week.
Oh shit!
I was like, oh shit, it's serious.
Yeah.
And then they sent me an email saying, we can't give you a credit. Because that's what airlines love to do. They want to give you a credit.
Yeah, because then they keep it in the system.
Yeah. And then they'll say, well, not only this is how they get you on the credit. Because you're like, well, I want my money back. They'll say, well, on your flight next time for the same amount of money, and then we'll kick you into like the executive lounge.
Ooh.
And maybe we'll give you business class.
And you get to get some warm peanuts, maybe.
And you're like, then you like realize that you're just trying to make the flight. Who gives a fuck about the dude? Anyone that cares about like the business lounge is a fucking idiot. Because you're just trying to fight. You're trying to fight the 2 hours it takes to get through security to get to your flight on time.
Yeah.
You're just happy to fucking make it through the airport. You're not like trying to kick it there any longer than you have to.
Oh yeah.
That's some throwback shit. When you're like, I'm gonna go kick it, like enjoy the luxury of the fucking airport. No.
What the fuck?
That's like when people used to like get dressed up nice for the airport.
Oh yeah, they'd wear suits.
They wear suits and because there was no security back then. They had to take their shit off.
Wow.
No, but it was nice. My buddy lives in London. I went to go visit him. It was really, nice to see him and his fiance. Shout out, they're getting married next year.
Hell yeah, sick.
And yeah, like for me, it's skateboarding, so I know skate spots, so that's what makes it fun.
I was seeing your Instagram stories with all the skate spots. What is that DIY spot?
So the German one, the one in Berlin.
Is that like the name of the place, or is it like a real do-it-yourself kind of thing, or like, what is that?
So it's called Dog Shit.
Okay.
Dog Shit spot. But
yeah.
the area it's in is really cool because across I'm not trying to blow the spot up, or whatever. I didn't even tag it in. So people
I just saw that. Yeah.
But basically, it's well known through like skateboard communities where it's at, and across the street from it is this huge like art collective.
Oh,
and there's like it's like it looks like a rundown warehouse part of town.
Oh shit!
But it's like graffitied up. It's all painted up. There's like shows there. There's workshops there. There's an indoor skate park there. There's a bunch of stuff.
Hell yeah!
They throw shows there all the time. It's like an art museum too. It's like basically on the other. It's literally on the other side of like the train tracks.
Okay.
Of like like north, not super north, but like northeast Berlin.
All right.
And that's the one thing I was talking to Sarah about. I took a couple photos, but I like try to keep it on the down low.
Yeah.
Because like you don't want to like that's the thing of a DIY spot. You don't want to blow it up.
Yeah.
Like because that's like you're always gonna have some dude like fucking put the camera away, bro. Like.
Yeah.
But that spot I think is like, it's been like sanctified by the city.
Oh, okay.
Because there's like parts of it that used to be like you can tell were like the beginnings of it, and they're like run down and no one.
So DIY spot is more of like it's like
basically built by the skaters,
and it's not sanctioned.
And it's not sanctioned.
It's like a pirate spot.
Yeah, it's just like it's like and it can get torn down and
okay.
You don't want, like I said, you don't want to bring attention to it. But where it's at too it's kind of hidden but not really. It's like in a very public area.
Yeah.
It's literally next to like one of the metro. It's like the end of the line metro stop. But yeah, it's funny because Berlin, it was very, there's graffiti everywhere, but the trash is because like the bums pick up all the bottles and trash, so it's clean but dirty at the same time. Like I said, we stayed in Neukölln. There's like like the Turkish community.
Okay.
And it's supposedly getting gentrified. You can kind of tell, but dude, like, it's just safe. We never not okay. But this is our so the subway system is kind of janky because it's built by two different companies because it's when Berlin was split by East and West.
Yeah.
So you have like new trains that run the same track of like trains that are built in like fucking 80s. Czechoslovakia.
Okay.
Like in the Soviet Union.
All right.
And like there's beggars on the train, but they literally just walk around like you know, speaking in low German, like change. You know, like nothing.
They're not screaming and pissing.
No, and you're like, but like I said, there's graffiti. But like I said, we're walking home from the bar, and there's like, everyone's out, everyone's doing their own thing. They're getting drunk in the park. It's open container everywhere.
Oh shit!
And no one's acting a fool. And like, yeah, people will go up and tag, no big deal. And like, it feels safe, dude.
Wow.
It feels super safe. We get back. So this is the difference. So for 4 days, for a pass on the rail. For that will not only get you on the metro, the subway, buses, and the city train. So like Caltrans.
Yeah.
Is 10 euros. I mean, it's 9 euros. It's like $10 at the time each. To get from the airport, SFO, to fucking Dublin Pleasanton, on the fucking BART, was $17 each. Used to be, it was $13, but because you have to get that stupid Clipper card because they don't use the BART tickets anymore. They charge you an extra $3.
There's smoke coming out of Art's head right now.
And we must have ran into fucking 3 crackheads.
Oh yeah.
Before we got to the goddamn Daly City stop from the airport. That's literally like 2 stops. And I was like, and me and Sarah was like, dude, like, this is the difference.
Yeah, America's on fire.
Dude, it really is, and it's like it's fucked up because like they don't play that shit in Europe, and it's funny because a lot of countries have lax drug laws over there. Especially we're in fucking the Netherlands. You know, like we're in Amsterdam. It's fucking, you know,
free for all.
Like, yeah, but it's not. Everyone's like, dude, like you'll see a business guy in his suit, passed out in the park, taking a nap on his lunch break, like, and then he's like, "Oh, it's time to get up and go back to work." You'll see people at the fucking coffee shop smoking their blunts and having a good time. They're like, "All right, time to get back to no big deal. I gotta do my thing." You know, it's legalized prostitution. No one's fucking like banging in the fucking alleys or like fucking, on boats in front of everybody. Like everyone like imagines this hedonism that would happen if these laws passed.
Yeah, or like in baseball stadiums.
Yeah.
You seen that shit?
Yeah, fucking sickos. But I'm saying like it's
no kink shaming on this podcast.
Oh, no, for sure we do. Yeah, there's a time and place for everything, and not at the baseball field.
Right.
Yeah, I'm saying like we're just like this is the difference.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people, like I said, like I had a coworker who was like, "Oh, dude, watch out in Germany because all the immigrant fucking Muslims." And I'm like, dog. Those people have lived in Germany for a long fucking time, like way longer than like Turkey and all that. The countries are like right next to them.
Oh yeah.
Like those people aren't like
menaces,
dude. Like yeah, I was like dude, they build their own communities, but they all like they do their own thing.
Yeah. And
like it's funny because that area, like I said, it's supposed to be. It's the reason why they think it's bad is because it's just low income. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love Neukölln. Yeah. Neukölln is so tight. There's beer everywhere. It's cheap. It's €2, and food's everywhere, and it's only €5 for everything. You want a whole pizza? $5. You want a fucking a doner kebab, which is like the dopest fucking form of like a fucking gyro? €5. No, dude, everything is in increments of $2 or $5 out there.
You look like you're gonna move to Germany.
Yeah, that shit sounds weird.
It is weird, and also what is very weird is that we're at the end of the episode.
There we go.
Yeah, we fucking hour episode, season 2, episode 1, episode 13, what the fuck ever.
Yep.
But thank you. Our exiting sponsors is gonna be.
Don't use Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo. Use real fiat currency.
Yeah, our biggest sponsor for today's episode is fiat currency. Fuck the future.
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you this right now. When anyone says like you have Cash App, I'm like, what a fucking child. Use real fucking money. Venmo like an adult. What the fuck are you? Cash App, really?
I use PayPal, so I'm out of the game.
Yeah, I'm saying no, but like when anyone says you have Cash App, I'm like, oh my god, like grow the fuck up.
You got Monopoly money in your pockets while you're at it.
Oh, good.
And the second Second sponsor is Monopoly Money. Make sure that the sizes are different so your blind friends know that you're screwing them over correctly. Mm-hmm. you got anything you want to shout out?
To the guy that came up with Monopoly as a way to teach people about poverty and somehow and how capitalism was wrong, but somehow made a hell of money off it and proved that capitalism wins sometimes.
It's kind of poetic, but yes, thank you everybody for tuning in. Catch us on the next episode whenever that comes out.
Do you have any outro music?
Yes, I do.
Tight.
But it's anyways, listen to the outro music and bye. Thank you.